Alright, so in this next video we're going to be talking about converting fractions between mixed numbers and improper fractions. So there's a couple things to keep in mind as we're going through this. Maybe. There we go. So we need to understand what a mixed number is. So a mixed number is a number with an integer and a proper fraction. So an integer would be just our numbers, so like 3. And a proper fraction means a fraction where our numerator is less than our denominator. So like 2/3 or 5 3/7. Those are mixed numbers. And then an improper fraction is a fraction in which the numerator is greater than the denominator. So we could have 11/3 or 38/7 or any number that is, or any fraction that's bigger in the numerator than it is in the denominator. That's what makes it an improper fraction. Something else we need to discuss is, well, how do I know which answer to, or which of these forms to give my answer in? Well, the easiest is just look at the directions. What is the directions asking for? When it comes to mixed numbers, really it's when the directions tell you it wants it in as a mixed number, especially in Math Excel, or in our real world situations. Like cooking, we're talking about 2 1/4 cups of flour type of stuff. When we're measuring, so when you're building something and you're taking the measurement and you're, 3 1/4 inches, or distance 3.5 miles. Those are real world situations in which we're using mixed numbers. When I was in upper math classes, most of our answers just needed to be improper fractions. So we're going to leave it improper if we're just working pure mathematics. So like when we get to our next section, I'm happy with on your exit tickets just getting improper fractions. It's pure math. It can just be left improper. And then while working on a multi-step problem, just because fractions, improper fractions, are easier to add, subtract, multiply, and divide than mixed numbers are, because you don't have to worry about carrying over. You don't have to worry about borrowing. You've got everything that you need in those improper fractions. So, especially when you get into the higher level math courses in high school and college, they'll be fine with you just leaving your answers as an improper fraction. So example 7, we're going to convert the following mixed number into an improper fraction. So our steps when we're converting from a mixed number to an improper fraction is we're going to start at the denominator and we're going to multiply the denominator with the integer. So we're going to take 4 times 7. And then once I've done that, so that's step 1, step 2 will be to add the numerator. So we would do 4 times 7 plus 3. So 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. So that's how I get my new numerator. And so then my last step is to write the numerator. I guess I should put new, oh thank you, new numerator over the original denominator. So we got 31 as our numerator, so our answer is going to be 31 over 4, because 4 is our denominator. And so now that is how we make a mixed number into an improper fraction. Multiply the denominator with the integer. I just realized how bad I spelled that. Integer. And then add your numerator. That gives us our new numerator, in which we put over the original denominator. All right, in our next example, we're converting from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Excuse me. So we do this by asking ourselves, how many times does my denominator divide in equally into our numerator? So 12 divides into, the closest one would be 36. So 12 times 3 is 36. And then I'm going to take the 38 minus the 36, right? Because I'm taking out 3 groups of 12. That's what I'm doing here, is I'm dividing out 3 groups of 12, and I need to figure out how much remains. And so then 8 minus 6 is 2. So we end up with 3 and 2 and 12ths, because our denominator will stay the same. So here I've made the mixed number, but we should always simplify it. So 2 12ths is not simplified. I can divide each of those by 2. And so the 3 stays, but the 2 12ths becomes 1/6. So again, our steps were divide, numerator, by denominator, find remainder, write remainder over the denominator. Don't forgetting your, don't leave out your integer, but we end by writing, and then you simplify as needed, if needed. So that is it for examples. If you need more practice on it, just come see me and I can get us some more practice on it.